That is chapter 2. Okay, let me play it. Chapter 2. Let me turn off the music. Chapter 2. Okay, you guys can see the name of this chapter. That is cross-border e-commerce operation mode. Operation mode, and I will tell you some operation patterns of cross-border e-commerce in this chapter. But there is a question for you guys. Do you still remember what is cross-border e-commerce operation? Do you still remember that? We have learned this concept in chapter 1. Anybody can tell me what is e-commerce operation? Operation, if we just see it by short, that is management. That is management. So the cross-border e-commerce operation means how to plan, how to manage, how to organize, how to control, how to marketing in cross-border e-commerce. So this is an operation. And in this chapter, we should learn maybe there are different ways for the sellers or buyers to operate the cross-border e-commerce. So we call this is operation mode, an operation model. And maybe that is, we can use another word to see that is operation pattern, an operation pattern of cross-border e-commerce. And in today's class, because most of you guys are not the major of economy and international trade. So I will tell you something about international trade. Or maybe you are the students from the major of international economy and trade. So maybe you can review some knowledges you have learned. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's start it from section 1. The section 1 is overview of cross-border e-commerce operation mode. So because we should learn what is a cross-border e-commerce operation mode, we should learn the operation patterns. So we should know what's the operation mode of cross-border e-commerce. And maybe you guys can read these paragraphs here. It is just that most people cannot predict exactly what cross-border e-commerce will look like in the future. However, as a seller or buyer of cross-border e-commerce, its task is to fully understand the various common cross-border e-commerce platforms and operation modes at present. So that means we have the various cross-border e-commerce platforms and the various operation modes at present. If you want to do it well, and maybe you should know what is that, so as to select a reasonable cross-border e-commerce operation mode according to the seller's own conditions and objectives. And you will have, as a seller, and you will have your own conditions. Maybe that means your scale, the scale of your company, and the kinds products of your company, and the price of your products. So that is your conditions, and that is your own conditions. And also, you should have your objectives. When you do a business, you should have your own objectives. So, according to these conditions and objectives, and you should choose suitable operation mode for yourself. You should select a suitable cross-border e-commerce operation mode for yourself. So okay, and let's find what's the operation modes here. How many operation modes here for the cross-border e-commerce? So in this slides, and you guys can see, we have four different standards, four different aspects to divide the different operation modes for cross-border e-commerce. Okay, maybe the first one, we have discussed it last class. We just according to the identities of buyers and sellers. The identities, what that is means, is it a company or is it an individual? So this is the identity. According to the identity of buyers and sellers, and we can divide the cross-border operation modes into some different classification. But here, maybe you guys have seen that. Here we just write two of them, that is B2B and B2C. Of course, there is some other modes, just like C2C, just like M2C, just like F2C, and we have learned that it's okay, B2A. Do you still remember that? And this is the different kinds of cross-border e-commerce, and also it means the different classification of cross-border e-commerce operation modes. But now, in this chapter, we just focus on these two, B2B and B2C, because most of the operation modes of cross-border e-commerce are these two types, B2B and B2C, and we will discuss it later. So, okay, let's go ahead to the second one. And maybe we can, according to the operators of cross-border, and we can divide the cross-border e-commerce operation modes into these two types. One is third-party operation platform mode, third-party operation platform mode, and self-run platform mode. Can you understand what it means? The third-party operation platform means...
Lashe, I can't see.
You can see?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, teacher, just turn the page. We can't see the page. We're still seeing the same page.
Lashe,
We cannot see the presentation. I believe that you just chose an option and we're just seeing
Yeah.
Oh, you
PowerPoint, but we
cannot
see the...
watch the slides here?
Yeah,
No,
just
we're
turn
not.
the...
We're not
Oh, okay,
seeing.
let me try it.
Yeah, just
Yes,
click on the...
now we're seeing.
Now you can see.
How about now?
Yeah, now we can see.
You can see, okay.
Yeah.
And now?
now is okay,
Yeah,
Lashe.
now it's okay.
Now it's okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back here. The second slide here. Section 1, overview of cross-border e-commerce operation mode. It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So
It's not Lashe.
we just
Second
talk about
Second
the first.
It's the second
Lashe,
one,
how
teacher.
No, like you cannot put the slides. You have to change from the PowerPoint directly. Otherwise, we're not going to see the presentation.
We can see the section 2, not section 1.
You just see the section 2?
Yeah, let's see.
Two.
Yeah. Well, section
Okay,
1.
okay, let me operate it
Yeah,
one more time. Okay, let me close it now. And
can
then I
stop.
will try it one more time.
Yeah, now we can see section 1. Oh my god.
Okay, let me try it one more time. Section 1, can you see that?
Yeah, let's see. Yes.
Yeah, now we can see.
Yeah, section 1 and the question 2, that is the classification of cross-border e-commerce operation modes. We just talk about the first one, according to the identities of buyers and sellers. And there are, different types of operation modes for cross-border e-commerce. But the most popular two types are B2B and B2C. B2B and B2C. And you guys already know what it means. B2B, that is business to business. And B2C, that is the business to customers. And we will discuss it later. Something about the operation modes in B2B of B2C. So this is the first one. Okay, let's go ahead to the second one. The second one, that is according to the operators of cross-border. Operator. We just discussed the operation mode. So operation, we need somebody to operate. Yeah, we need somebody operate. And these people who operate the cross-border e-commerce, and we can call that it's operators. Operators. So we can, according to the operators of cross-border, divide these operation modes into two types here. One is third-party operation platform mode. The other is self-run platform mode. So I just have a question for you here. Can you understand what is this third-party operation platform and self-run platform? Do you understand this? Do you know that?
I think third-party operation means it's a middleman, right?
And the self-run platform mode means the seller or the buyer, but maybe most of the sellers will build their own platform to sell the products, their products. So this is a self-run platform. So okay, there is another question for you, because we have the assignment 1, and I ask you to write the names of some cross-border e-commerce platform. And most of you have given me your answers. And you just write just like Taobao and just like Amazon, just the Tmall International, Tmall International and JD International. So this is the platform for cross-border e-commerce. But I will tell you, all these platforms we just said, that is the third-party operation platform. The third-party operation platform. That is means, the operators don't build their own platforms. They just use some public platforms. So we can call that the third-party operation platforms. It is a public platform. It is a public. That it means,
What about
and there
Walmart?
are many sellers can use this platform to sell their products.
But what
So
about
this is
Walmart?
Walmart. You said Walmart?
Yes.
Oh, Walmart. That is the self-run platform. That is a classic examples. That is a typical examples about self-run platform. Because Walmart is the seller, and they build their own platform to sell the products of theirs. But just like Taobao, like AliExpress, like Amazon, and there are many sellers, and they don't have their own platform, and they just use Amazon, use this platform, this public platform to sell their products. So this is the third-party operation platform and self-run platform, and they are different. Okay, this is number 2. And okay, let's
And
go
what is
ahead
an example of self-run platform mode?
What did you say?
What is an example of self-run platform?
Self-run platform, just like you said, the Walmart, that is a self-run platform. And always the self-run platform is not very big, because self-run platform is just for yourself to sell products on that. So maybe the self-run platform is not very big.
Okay.
The public platform will very big, because they can have so many sellers on that.
Is there any example of a public platform? Like, can you give
Public
some example?
platform, that is the third-party operation platform.
Like any,
Just like
any
Amazon.
company?
Yeah, Amazon and AliExpress and Taobao. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, so this is number 2. Now let's go ahead to number 3. According to functions, the different functions of the platforms, and there are two different types of platform. One is information service platform and online transaction platform. And there are some explanation about this. If it is an information service platform, that is means they have the function to display the products. So that is only for product display, and you may send the pictures of your products on this platform and let some other people to look at it. But the people cannot buy it on this platform. So this platform is only information service. Its function is only for information service. And then another one is online transaction platform. Online transaction, that is means online shopping. Online shopping means there are many pictures about the products. And if we like some of them, and I can just place my order online, and we can send these messages to the seller, and I can pay it online. So this is the online transaction or online shopping platform. So they are different too. I think this is easy for you to understand. okay, let's go back to the assignment 1. I just ask you to write some names about the cross-border e-commerce platforms, the name of some platforms. And maybe in that assignment, I just mean the online transaction platform. So that it means the platform there have this function to achieve the online transaction. Not only product display, and not only display your products, and also the consumers will buy it online. So this is the different functions of the platforms. And at the same time, it also means the different operation modes. So the third one. Okay, let's go ahead. The first one. The first one is much easier, I think. That is according to, okay, when you do the cross-border e-commerce, and are you a seller or are you a buyer? Are you a, okay, maybe we can see exporter or are you an importer? So there are two different types of the operation mode. One is export, the other is import. So I think maybe this one is very easy for you to understand. Okay, let's go ahead to next one. That is section 2. Section 2. And we will discuss some important operation modes here in section 2 and section 3. So let's look at the first one. That is B2B. B2B. B2B, that is very easy to learn, to know, to understand. That is business to business. That is means the seller is business and buyer is business too. So we can call that the wholesale of international trade. Because now we are talking about the cross-border e-commerce, so that is international trade. And if the operation mode is B2B, so that is the wholesale of international trade. Wholesale, why we said that is the wholesale? The wholesale means the amount of the transaction is big. And also, it is related with the delivery of the goods and the payment. Maybe someone will ask me, for the B2C or some other types of the cross-border e-commerce, it is also related with the delivery, and it is also related with the payment. But why we just talk about this delivery of the goods and the payment here for B2B? Okay, that is means this is the wholesale of international trade, and the buyer and the seller are business. So maybe they just like we just as an individual we buy a piece of clothes or buy some customers' goods, consuming goods online. There will be some complicated issues should negotiate with each other. And the most important of these issues that is about the delivery and the payment. So, okay, let's look at the second paragraph here. In order to outline the obligations of each involved party, there is a specific code indicating certain conditions, what is known today as international trade terms. International trade terms. Okay, guys, come from the major of international economy and trade. Have learned what is the international trade terms. But maybe for some guys, you're not in this major and maybe you don't know what is that. Don't know what is that. So now I want to show you about this, and I will tell you something about the international trade terms. So, okay, please wait a minute, and I will transfer you to then another PPT. Can you see that? International trade terms?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes, ma'am.
International trade terms. Anybody still remember what it means from the major of international economy and trade?
Yeah.
Javier said you still remember that. Okay, can you tell me something about the international trade terms?
Yeah, it's like international trade means it should happen between multiple countries from one country to another country, and it must held between the international currency like dollar, or also it can be happen by other international currency,
Can you
or
give
between
me
the
an example of the international trade terms?
yeah, it's like whenever one country import any product or export any product to from another country, so it's a one kind of international trade terms. About much details
Yes, there
about
are
that.
many international trade terms.
It's like
And can you
FTI.
give me one example? Yeah, okay, I just said Sarah has given us the example, just like FOB.
Oh,
Do you still remember
FOB.
that? Yeah, FOB
Or
or
maybe
CFR
FDI.
or CIF,
CIF.
something like that. That is the
Yeah.
international trade terms. So maybe for some students, they are not, they are from some other majors and they don't have any idea. Maybe they don't have any idea about this. And maybe for you guys come from the major of international economy and trade, and maybe you have forgot something about that. So maybe in today's class, and we use some time to learn it or to review it. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead. About the international trade terms, and I just want to share you something like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Number 1 is leading about the international trade terms, and number 2 and number 3, that is the the 6. We can see there are 6 international trade terms here, and I will give you some information, some means about these 4 or 6 different international trade terms. So let's look at these pictures here. And let me show you what is the international trade terms means. There is some quotations for some products. The quotations. Maybe just for domestic trade, and we can have our quotation like this: 1,000 yuan per ton. Okay, maybe the seller is Chinese company, so we can use this currency unit that is yuan. Okay, 1,000 yuan per ton. But if we quotation in foreign trade, and we can quotation like this: US dollar 1,230 per MT, and CIF New York. And we use this CIF. CIF, that is one of the trade terms, one of the international trade terms. And following these trade terms, and there will be a name of a city, a name of a place, a name of a place. So maybe we can change change CIF to FOB, change CIF to FOB. And there will be the difference of the amount. If that is the CIF New York, and our quotation is US dollars 1,230. But if the trade terms change to FOB, and our quotation will be 1,000 US dollars. So this is the difference between the amount and the difference between the trade terms. That is means for the same products, and we will have the different price. We will have the different price. The different price is come from the different international trade terms. Why is that? Anybody can explain it for us? Okay, Sandy said because of insurance. Okay, that's very good, but not only insurance. If you want to speak, and you can turn on your microphone. That is because of the maybe the coverage and the insurance and the insurance. But if we just see it in a general way, that it's because of the different obligations between the buyers and sellers, the different obligations. So, we can know what is the meaning of the trade term. What are trade terms? What are trade terms? Okay, just you guys have seen that we use 3 English letters. We use 3 English capital letters to define clearly the parties' respective risks, obligations, costs. That is means for different trade terms, and the buyers and sellers will have different risks, different obligations, and different costs. So that will, if we use these trade terms, that will help us to reduce the risk of legal complications, because that is very easy, yeah. And it looks like very easy, only 3 capital English letters, but they have a lot of means in it, and they can tell us a lot of things about the trade, about the products, about the carriage, about the just like insurance, something like that. So that is just looked like very easy, looked like very simple, but it can help us to reduce the risk of legal complications. So here are slides for you to read. That is the trade terms can define 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different things can define the price components. Just like the example here show you. different trade terms and we have different price because different trade terms have different price components. Okay, number 2, trade terms can define the time and place of delivery. And also it can define the time and place of payment. And it can define the time when the risk of loss or damage shifts from the seller to the buyer. So that is that will define the critical points between buyer and the sellers. The critical points, that is means, okay, before these points, maybe the loss of the products will be burned by the seller, but maybe loss of the damage of the products after these points that will be paid by the buyer. So that is the critical point. We just said that is the critical point. And if we have international trade in our deal, and we can define these 4 things, Only 3 English capital letters, but they have so many meanings. So, integrating trade terms into sale contracts greatly speed up the negotiation process. So that is the maybe this is the objective. Maybe this is the purpose for some salesmen to use the international trade in their business. It can help us to speed up the negotiation process. And here, these slides, maybe you guys can look at. There are different the international practice, and they give us the different definition about the international trade terms. The first one, as a green one here, that is the Warsaw Oxford Rules, 1932. The first edition of this is 1928. And the framer is ILA, and this is an international organization for international business, and they have these rules. To define some international trade terms, but in this rule, there is only one trade terms, that is CIF. And look at this yellow one. And this yellow one, the name of this international practice is Revised American Foreign Trade Definition, 1941. And in this practice, in this international practice, and there are these international trade terms. So let's go ahead to the blue one. We call that it's Incoterms 2010. That is means the version of this Incoterms that is published in 2010. But the first edition, the first version of this international practice is published in 1936. And it has been revised and supplemented many times. And now we use the version is published in 2010. So we call that it's Incoterms 2010. And in this practice, in this international practice, there are 11 trade terms. So let me show you what is that. That is the Incoterms 2010. There are 11. There are 11 trade terms here. And you may look at it one by one. The first
But
one.
I believe that Incoterms 2020 are updated and now X word, it's not on the Incoterms.
Yes, now we have the newest, the latest version of the Incoterms, that is 2020. That is the 2020, and there are some changes. But now we just show you the Incoterms 2010. They still have 11 trade terms here. And let's find this one, CIF. CIF here. CIF, the 3 English capital letters means the cost, insurance, and freight. So that it means if we use CIF, we use these 3 terms, and the price of our products will include the cost, includes the insurance, and also includes the freight. So that is why the price in CIF terms are higher than the price in FOB terms. Okay, let's look at this FOB. FOB is here. FOB is here. FOB, we can see that it's free on board. Free on board. That is means if we use FOB, there is no freight and insurance paid by the seller. So the price of the products will be lower than the products in CIF. But maybe this is only 2 of them, and we have another. Just like FCA, FAS, CFR, CPT, and DAT, DAP, DDP. Okay, something like that. Maybe you guys can learn something about the trade terms. That means different trade terms means different risks, obligations, and costs for the sellers and buyers. So sometimes we call these trade terms price term. We call that price term. That means this terms is related with the price. It's related with the price. So let's have a break. Let's have a rest. Drink some water. If you have any question, you may discuss it. Okay, let me give you some music here. Next class, I will talk about something about your assignments.
কি গান লাগালি রে যাবে?
হাবিব হাবিব
হ্যাঁ বল।
কি অবস্থা? দুলাল আছে নাকি?
দুলাল নাই আজকে ক্লাস নাকি? হ্যাঁ দেখতাই। নামাজ তো পড়ে আহি নাকি? বসে আছে এটা ক্লাসিক। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
নামাজ পড়ে নামাজ কিসের নামাজ? আসরের নামাজ বাংলাদেশে?
আসরের বেটা একটু আগে আজান দিছে না?
আমাদের এখানে মাগরিব টাইম হয়ে গেছে প্রায়।
হ্যাঁ
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, নামাজ ঠিক আছে। তুই চলে গেছে নাকি বাংলাদেশে? মেরা
এটা যাবে তাই নাকি যাওয়া হবে রে আর?
না না, আর হবে না। লাস্ট সেমিস্টার কারণ ওদের
আর যাওয়া হলো না না?
না, তোদের বিয়ে ছেলে পাঠা দিব। তো
তাই
টিউশন
না?
কি করবি? টিউশন কি করবি?
টিউশন ফিস দিতে হবে?
দিতে হবে তো, বাধ্য করতেছে, বিশেষ করে যারা দেশে আছে।
ঠিক আছে দিতে হবে, না দিলে হবে?
কষ্ট করে পাঠাই দিয়ে যায়, এখানে যারা আছে তাদেরকে মা বউ টাবু অন্য করে পাঠাই দেয়। তোর ওই
সমস্যা ভয় করিস না।
না সমস্যা করবে, রেজিস্ট্রেশন ক্যান্সেল করে দিলে পরে আবার ভেজাল হবে না।
আরে টেনশন নাই, স্কলারশিপ দিবে তো বেটা, স্কলারশিপ দিলে ওই টাকা দিয়ে দিব, ওখানে নিব না তো।
দুজন পাইবো শুধু, এখন মোস্তাক তো অলরেডি থাকবে বুঝ না তোদের ডিপার্টমেন্ট থেকে, আর এরপরে বন্ধুদল পাইবো। তুই পাইবি? মাত্র দুজনের দিব, সমস্যা তোর জায়গায়।
আরে দেখা যাক কি হয়।
দেখ
দুজনে
ভালো
দিলে
করছিলি, সাবমিট করছো ফর্ম? আজকে তো লাস্ট ডেট ছিল, সাবমিট করছিলি?
29 তারিখ পর্যন্ত ডেট আছে।
আবার 29 তারিখ করছে না? তো দেখ পাইলে তো আর নতুন করে বাড়ি থেকে কষ্ট করে টাকা দেবো। এই পরিস্থিতি
আরে যাই
বাড়ি থেকে
টাকা দিতে হবে, সমস্যা না, টাকা দিছিস তো?
না, আমি থার্ড ইয়ারটা রেখে ফোর্থ ইয়ারটা দিমু, আগামী মাসে দিমু, দেখি।
আমি হয়তো
যারা দেশে
শীঘ্রই দিয়ে দেবো।
যারা দেখে তাদেরকে বেশি প্যারা দিতেছে আর কি। তো টিউশন ফিরে প্যারা দেখে আমার মনে হইতেছে না যে সম্ভবত আর দেশ এখানে আনবো না, তো মনে হয় এই কারণেই এরকম প্যারা দিতেছে, না হলে দেওয়ার কথা ছিল না এরকম।
এই জানি, কর্তৃপক্ষ সব জানে, করবে।
দেখ কি করবে। ঠিক আছে, নামাজ পড়।
আচ্ছা।
Don't let me down slowly. Could you find? Oh my God. कैसे बताए कि तुझको चाहे यारा पता ना पाए, बातें दिलों की देखो जो बाकी अभी तुझे समझ
যাবে চুপ হো যা।
Now we only have 25 persons in the meeting. I have marked the attendance for you guys here. Labby, are you here?
Are you asking Rabbit?
Yeah, Labby.
Nabil here, I think.
Is Zosa? Zosa is here? Oh, I saw you, Labby. Have you finished your form? Fill your form. You may turn on your microphone to speak. Is Zosa? Zosa is here.
Who, teacher?
Are you Zosa?
Rosa.
Oh, nice to see you. But you have
Hi,
another
teacher.
name for the WeChat for the meeting?
Yeah, my name is Maria Fernanda. De la Rosa is my last name.
Oh. So, okay, let's use some time to discuss the assignments of yours. Okay, let's find your assignments in QQ group. From the QQ group, and I can read all the assignments you submitted here. And for assignment one, and there are 43 persons have finished the homework. And I have give you the different grades of your homework. That is some platforms. I ask you to list some names of the cross-border platform, cross-border e-commerce platform.
Teacher,
And
I cannot submit in that platform. It doesn't allow me. I sent it to your QQ.
The QQ, yes, I have received your homework.
Okay.
Yeah, I have saw that.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to see. Oh, yes, we just talk about the platform, the name of the platforms. And okay, you guys should pay attention. I just asked you to write some platforms that is for the cross-border e-commerce, cross-border e-commerce. So maybe just like Taobao, it is an e-commerce platform. Taobao, that is very famous in China. And if you guys come to China, you may know that. Maybe you have bought something on it. But Taobao is not a cross-border e-commerce platform because Taobao that is only for the domestic business. So Taobao is not right. If you know the Alibaba, yeah, Alibaba, that is the name of the company that has Taobao. So Alibaba, maybe that is right because Alibaba has many different platforms. Some of them for the domestic trade, just like Taobao, just like Tmall, but they have some other platforms that can do the international business, just like
What about AliExpress?
AliExpress. Yes, that's very good. AliExpress is international business. Is a cross-border e-commerce platform, and maybe you guys know that it's Tmall International. Yeah, Tmall International. That is the right one. That is the right one. And I have seen somebody said that it's JD, Jingdong. Yeah, Jingdong is another very famous e-commerce platforms in China, but it is only for domestic business. So if you use these answers for the cross-border e-commerce platform, it's not very right. It's not very correct. So you guys should know the difference between the cross-border e-commerce platforms and some e-commerce platforms only for domestic trade. And for the assignment
What about
one,
Wish?
How about Wish? You said?
Yeah,
Wish
that's
is
a platform.
Wish is the international trade. That is a cross-border e-commerce platform. But Wish is just have the mobile phone,
Yes.
the terminal. Yeah, the mobile terminal. Wish that is
Okay.
very famous. That is very famous. And somebody said have given me some another answers. Oh yes, 小红书. Some of you read the answers. That is 小红书. I don't know. You guys know this apps in China. That is very famous apps in China. 小红书. Okay, maybe some girls will be familiar with that. How about Sandy? Sandy, are you here now? And how about Rosa? Do you know 小红书?
No, teacher, I don't.
You don't know 小红书? That is how to say that? It's a website that is some people, most of them are girls, a young lady. They just share their experience about shopping, and they will recommend some products on that, and they will show what kind of products that is very good. And so 小红书 is not a platform for e-commerce. 小红书 is only a platform that somebody share their experience of shopping, just like a social media, just like Twitter, just like Facebook, or just like some other social media. It is not the e-commerce platform. So you guys should know the difference between them. If we just talk about the e-commerce platform, that means the sellers will display their products on it, and there will be many pictures about the products, and there will be some specifications, some description of the products, and there will be the price of the products, and that is the platform of e-commerce. But if the platform only have this function to display the products, that is the information service platform, we just learned that. And if we can, make the transaction on that platform, and this platform, we can call that it's the online transaction platform. So you guys should, understand this, remember this. This is the assignment 1. Okay, let's talk about the assignment 2. Assignment 2, that is 2 questions here. The first question, that is, what's the characteristics of the cross-border e-commerce? And many people have given us the right answer, but I just want to see some people just find the answers maybe in Google, in the internet, and just copy some answers, just copy some words, copy some paragraphs to be the answers of the assignment, the answers of the question 1. So this time I just give you how to say that? I give you a grade of your assignment, but maybe next time it's not okay. And you guys should, yes, you may find some information, you may find some answers about that questions, but you cannot just copy it and send it to me. Maybe you can use this information and you may, summarize that and write it in your own words, okay? This time I don't let you rewrite your homework, but next time you just copy some contents from the internet, and I will ask you to redo it, to submit it one more time. So this is the question 1, and let's look at the question 2 for the assignment 2. That is, I ask you to find the disadvantages, because we talk about the advantages of the cross-border e-commerce in the class. So I ask you to find if there are any disadvantages of cross-border e-commerce after class. And there are some, I think that is a very good answers for this question. But maybe you find these answers in internet, but I think that is okay, because we cannot just find these answers of this question from my PPT. You just find it yourself. And let me show you some excellent homeworkers here. Just like somebody said, the disadvantages of the cross-border e-commerce, that is, despite the smooth flow of information on the internet, the physical flow of goods is not free. So that means we can achieve the information flow, the capital flow, maybe the management flow online, but we cannot achieve the physical flow of goods. If we want to, get our products, we buy it online, we have to wait. We have to use the logistics offline. So this is the one of the disadvantages of cross-border e-commerce. Okay, and maybe there is something else that is due to the lack of tax rebate system, cross-border e-commerce cannot provide customers declaration by express mail. So most sellers cannot pay taxes, but also cannot enjoy the advantages of export tax rebate. Number two, that is related with the taxation. Yeah, the taxation of the cross-border in the international trade. So this is another one. Okay, the third one, and somebody said, although there is a new logistic mode of overseas warehouse, and we will discuss it in our class later. Overseas warehouse. Do you know what is that?
Overseas warehouse?
Yeah, overseas warehouse. Okay, let me write here.
Warehouse in a foreign country? Warehouse in another country?
Yeah. That is overseas warehouse. That means the seller can deliver their goods, their products to some foreign countries before they are sold. They just keep their maybe store their goods, their products in foreign country. That will be very convenient for the cross-border e-commerce. So that is overseas warehouse. But this answer said, although there is a new logistics mode of overseas warehouse, compared with the domestic convenient logistic industry, the implementation of internet logistic is relatively difficult. That means the logistics is also difficult issues for cross-border e-commerce. And the fourth one, they said the lack of talent in cross-border e-commerce has always been what is that? It always be important. It always be important questions in the industry. That means the lack of the talent, the lack of the people, maybe. So this is some answers for the assignment 2. Okay, let me show you another one.
I think teacher is better of chapter 2.
You think what is that?
I think it's better to move ahead of chapter 2 instead of explaining our previous homework. I think we should continue our chapter 2 instead of explaining our previous homework, previous assignment.
Yes, I just find some excellent homework, excellent answers of the questions. There is another one. Let me find that. That comes from the. Oh, I cannot see the name of this person. There is just the student ID that is 2019. 4 line. So is this guy's here now? And they have some excellent answers about this question. Just like they said, the disadvantages of the e-commerce, cross-border e-commerce, that is customer data belongs to the marketplace and less control over your own brand experience and dependence on the marketplace of the design and service. Comparable products are subject to great competition and price pressures. So this is the answers of another person. So there is, maybe there is some other persons have given me the excellent answer. If we have some more time, I will share it with you. Maybe we can send these pictures in QQ group, and you guys can have a look. Okay, let's go back to our slides. Can you see the slides here? I share it to you. Let's go back to the international trade terms. So, okay, let's look at these slides here. We just learned there are 11 international trade terms. Now, but we can divide these 11 trade terms into two types. Okay, the first one, that is the trade terms for any mode or modes of transport. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 ones. Is that the trade terms that is for any modes of transport. And the other four of the trade terms is only for sea and inland waterway transport. Because according in these trade terms, we have some words that is particularly means the waterway transport, because just like the vessel, just like the port, so something like that. So if we use this use these 4 trade terms, that it means it only can be used in sea and inland waterway transport. But the other 7, it can be used in any mode or modes of transport. Okay, let's go to the section 2 about the trade terms. And in section 2, we will learn these 3 trade terms. That is FOB, CFR, and CIF. And some guys have learned it before. Do you still remember the difference between these 3? What is FOB, what is CFR, and what is CIF? These 3 are the trade terms that is only can use in sea and inland waterway transport. So this is the common point for these 3 for these 3 terms. Okay, let's look at it one by one. FOB. FOB, that it means free on board, free on board. And following these three terms, and we have the name of a place. But here, that will be the named port of shipment, the named port of shipment. Shipment, so that it means where the goods be shipped, So, following these three letters, and we should tell the port of shipment. Just like there are some examples. Okay, just we said FOB, Shanghai, China. So that is means Shanghai is the port of shipment of these products. So FOB Shanghai. Or maybe FOB Antwerp. Antwerp is the port of shipment. So maybe for the first one, that is China is the exporting country. China is the exporting country. And for the second one, the Belgium is the exporting country. If we see the second one, Chinese, we just suppose a Chinese company, okay, sign a contract, and in this contract, there is an article like this, there is a terms like this, that is FOB Antwerp, Belgium. That is means this Chinese company is importing some products from Belgium. Okay, so we can use the different names after these three terms, and can find which country is the exporting country and which country is the importing country. So this is the FOB. Okay, let's find something more about FOB. Because we have just said the different trade terms means the different risks, different obligations, and different costs between sellers and buyers. So if we want to know what's the trade terms really means, and we have to, know what's the seller's risks, obligations, and costs, and what's the buyer's risks, obligations, and costs. So, let's learn it one by one. Okay, the first one, that is the seller's risks and obligations and costs. So maybe you guys, I will give you all of this. You guys can read it yourself. You no need to remember it very clearly, but you just have some concepts about this. If you have any question, you may let me know. So the next one. And yeah.
Lashi,
Are you talking
Lashi,
with me?
where are you reading, Lashi? I can't see.
What do you mean? You can't see the slides?
Yeah, I can see this. Where are you
Yeah, Rashid.
reading?
Yeah. Turn the page again. Turn the page again. We still
Maybe
seeing the
about
same.
20 minutes, Lashi. One page. I see.
How about now?
No,
No
it's
change.
not okay.
You cannot
Still
see
not
it?
okay. Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, now it's
Huh?
okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong about that?
Now it's okay. Yeah.
It's okay
Lashi,
now?
Works.
maybe we need so many phases, Lashi.
Yeah. This salary is responsible for obtaining.
Lashi,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we miss so many phases. We can't see. We didn't see.
Now you didn't see?
Now we see, Lashi, but maybe previous phase already teach us.
You missed a lot of them?
Now is okay, Lashi. Now is okay. Maybe previous phase, which one already teach us. We miss that phase. Yeah.
Okay. This slide just to show you the seller's risks, obligations, and costs.
Lashi,
Mm-hmm.
how about previous phase? Previous, Lashi, previous. Maybe we miss 3 or 4 phase, Lashi. Missing already. Yeah. We didn't
This
see.
one?
This one we didn't see.
But you said just you can see it, and now you can't?
Just now, Lashi, just now I see it, but when you teach us, we didn't see it.
Teacher, remember that these slides, you cannot show it because we won't see it. You have to change it, like each page.
Mm-hmm. How about this?
Yeah, now it's okay, teacher. But
আরে অনেক পেজ তো চলে গেছে পড়ায় বুঝিস নি আমরা তো
Okay, let
সেগুলো
me
দেখি
try it one more time.
no, teacher. He's asking that now it's okay, but whenever you are teaching, at that time you didn't turn the page one by one immediately. So that's why we missed at that time. But now it's
You
okay.
switch the page. Javed bhai,
Okay, the internet is not very good. I just, okay, hear some voice of yours.
আবার দিবে
Is that okay now?
Yes, Lashi, now it's okay.
Now it's okay. So now start and at the same time turn the page.
Okay, you just look at the slides here. Okay, don't think about something you have missed. Okay, we just talk about the seller's obligations, risks and costs. Okay, can you look at the slides here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can.
So okay,
Javed bhai.
you may read it yourself here.
লাউসি
বলো
কি অবস্থা নাকি বিল্ডিং রুমের দিকে আইসা পড়ো
প্রফেসর লাউসি
Mm-hmm.
I'm requesting you, can you please send it? Did you send this PDF in the group?
Yes, I will send it in the group after the class.
Yes,
The class
please, because some of the time we cannot understand everything. We really need time to review and check
Yeah, yes,
everything. So
I see. I got it.
thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. And this is some words, some explanation about the seller's risks, obligations, and costs. Maybe you guys will think, oh, there are so many words for me to read that it's maybe that is not very easy. So there is a picture. There is a picture for you to remember what's the seller's obligations, risks, and the costs. So we use these pictures to show you. We use some words. Just use some words to give you some information about this. The first one, that is goods. Goods means what? Means the sellers should prepare the goods sold to the buyer, and they have to send or deliver these goods to the port of shipment. So the second one, that is the export formalities. Because the seller is an exporter in international trade, and there are a lot of formalities, a lot of paperwork for the seller to do. So all these workers, all these paperworks should be done by seller. So, and the third one, that is the shipment. Shipment means the seller should obliged to put these products on board on the vessel. And the fourth one, that is notification. Notification, that it means the seller should make a notice to the buyer and they already shipment the products. They complete the shipment of the products. Okay, the fifth one, that is the documents. The documents means just like here. The third one. Let's go back. The third one, that is provides the buyer with the delivery documents. There are a lot of paperwork to do, and all these paper documents and should be transferred to buyer. So that is the documents. This is the seller's obligation, and maybe you use these pictures can learn it easily. And okay, this is the buyer's risks, obligations, and costs. And so you can read it first. Oh, and now I see there are more persons than before. Just now we only have 27, and now we have 32 members in the meeting. So the guys come to the class later. Please type your student ID in the meeting. The guys already type it. No, do not type it one more time. the guys come to the class late. Yes, should give me your student ID. Let me record it. If you have Nabi, yes, I have recorded yours.
Laushi, what about me?
Yes, all of you. If you type your student ID here, and I can look at it, I can see it. Don't worry.
Okay, Laushi.
Laushi, how about Aishanka?
Chongqing, we don't use Chongqing because so many people cannot use it in your country, so we don't use Chongqing.
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you.
And I will find your QQ ID in the chat box, so don't worry.
Laushi, kyun ID or student ID?
You send it in QQ group.
Okay, all right.
So this is some words about the buyer's obligations, and also we have another picture. We have another picture for the buyers in FOB. In these three terms, and we can see there are also 5 points. 5 points. The number one is a charter or shipping space. That means the buyer should hire a charter, or maybe booking a shipping space for delivery of the goods. So this is the first obligations of the buyers. And number two, that is insurance. Insurance, that means the buyer should make the insurance about their products. And also, of course, the buyer has the obligation of payment. And the first one, for a buyer, they have to do some formalities for import, because buyer is an importer in international trade. And the last one, that is the goods. But here, that is means the buyer should accept the goods, because they buy the goods, and when the goods arrived, they should accept it. So this is the buyer's application, and this is the FOB. Okay, go back to look at the seller's application. The seller's application: goods, export formalities, shipment, notification, and documents. And for buyer, that is the charter or shipping space, insurance, payment, import formalities, and goods. So for FOB, for these three terms, and we have known the different obligations of sellers and buyers. And the second one is CFR. Okay, let's look at what is CFR. CFR means the cost and freight. So the capital letter C means the cost, and the capital letter FR means freight. And following this term, there are also a name of a place. But please pay attention here. the name of the place is the named port of destination. For FOB, there would be the named port of shipment, but for CFR, there would be the named port of destination. That is different. That is different. Okay, let's look at these examples here. If there is CFR Shanghai, China, so you guys should understand Shanghai is the port of destination. Shanghai is the port of destination. So this means a Chinese company import something from the foreign country. But if we see CFR Antwerp, Belgium, Antwerp, that means the port of destination. So that means the export for a Chinese company. So does it make sense for you guys?
Yeah,
I
teacher.
hope I don't. Yeah, I hope I don't make you confused, because CFR is different from FOB. Following CFR is the name port of destination. Is the named port of destination, but follow the FOB, that is the named port of shipment. So that is different. That's different. Also, okay. The time is over today, and I know some guys will have another class. Okay, 20 minutes later. 20 minutes later. So okay, that's all of today.
Okay, teacher. Bye. See you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Come to the live class.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Yeah. Especially some people, they have to get up so early. Okay, now maybe you can go to bed.
Please don't forget to send the PDF in the group.
Okay.
And you may find some time to read it. Yeah, to read it.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye, teacher.
Hi, teacher.
Hi. Are you
Bye,
still
Lauchi.
here? I hear someone is singing.
I
That
cannot
means
hear you, Lauchi.
you're very happy.
We all are too. We all are happy too, Lauchi.
Ah, you all happy. Yes, that's very good. Okay, if you're still here, and
Tashi, do you happy over it, Tashi?
what's that?
Okay, guys. Let's go to the